You're watching live, please bear with us. In a few more minutes, we're going to start up, get right into it. So if anybody's randomly coming now, we have some people that come in and view with us. You can start putting in questions now, and when Twan gets in, we'll start answering. Lauren waiting around. I mean, I guess I could entertain people and talk about possible fantasy, waiver wire edition, fantasy news, but I feel like that would be wrong talking about my co-host. I'm not Colin Cowherd. I prefer to have a panel or somebody else to, throw my ideas to. I mean, I guess by the idea of going on YouTube Live, we're throwing the ideas out to anybody who decides to listen. But, it's a little different. Here my co-host is right now. You hear me?
Just give me 1 second, sir, and I will be right there. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Give me a second. Oh, that's what's going on. Okay. Take these off. Loud as fuck. Right.
All right. What's up, buddy?
Yep, I can hear you. Awesome. Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce.
Yes, buddy. That's the new name of the podcast. I'm just changing it. No, well, we are back again. It is the Fantasy Suckers. We take people's questions and we basically give our week-to-week knowledge on fantasy football. But as the title says, we're suckers and we don't really know that much. But if we might just have that one suggestion that might win your fantasy week, you never know where it'll come from. We might have it. So I'm here with my boy. Twan,
a clock is a clock. What's it called? A dead clock is wrong twice a day, right? So
I think it's right twice a day. You were wrong.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Right twice a day. That's what I was trying to say. But I'm tripping over my words here.
Yeah, man. We all do that. Some people trip over their words. Some fantasy teams trip over the finish line, and they they can't get it done. But we're here to try to help people. Let's say with we try to give trade advice, waiver wire advice, and just projections going on. Ourselves, we've been playing fantasy football for probably 2 decades. I don't know how long it's been out, but we've been playing it that long. And we recently just played each other in fantasy, and
I came out on top, victorious. My season is getting closer and closer to the playoffs. I'm looking at our league, and I'm like, somehow I think I'm like still 9th in the league out of 12. So it didn't help me very much, but I'm still in the running, and as are you. So we got like another 5 weeks of the regular season, I believe, in this league.
We pretty much got to go 5-0 or 4-1 to make it. To me, I assume, because it's usually, in fantasy, you're not going to make it if you have a losing record. So you have to be above 500. I've never seen.
You gotta get hot late.
I get hot late, and my team is kind of a hot early. Well, actually, Derrick Henry usually is a hot late type of person. I have Derrick Henry, and as the year goes on, he usually gets farther. But I have Dalvin Cook, who always gets injured, and I'm worried. I think it was kind of messed up. I missed the draft, and I don't want to blame it all on that, because basically I don't even have. I can say I blame it on that because I basically don't even have any of the team that was drafted for me. I've cut all those players and got waiver wire guys outside of my keepers. Tom Brady was drafted for me. I now hate the computer for doing that. Like, fuck you. I didn't need Tom Brady. That's
Thought he was doing a favor. I thought the computer was doing you a favor, eh?
I mean, yeah, I thought so. I'm like, it's not that bad. This is who I got drafted by not doing my draft. I got Tom Brady and Trey Lance. Those are the two quarterbacks I got. So, I mean, yeah,
Just imagine if Trey Lance was healthy right now with all the weapons he has. Well, we'll probably see it more so next year. That's going to be a very exciting offense.
Let's start with that. CMC. Let's talk about his performance. That was probably the biggest news in fantasy. He got traded, and he's going to see how he works.
And I had a meltdown the next morning when I woke up and I saw that news after our
Thursday
Night Football.
Yeah, after Thursday Night Football, Friday morning, they were like, it's time to go. And he cleared, got there, and was ready to start quicker than I've seen most players.
It was the worst start to the morning that I possibly could have had, and it just had a trickle effect throughout the rest of my day, But it had to happen, and even though it is San Francisco, and San Francisco is likely playoff bound in a weak NFC West, it'll probably be a low second round, so it'll probably be more like a third round pick for us. But a trade's a trade, picks are picks, and we're in rebuild mode. But even though we're in rebuild mode, we won last week and shut down old man 44-year-old Tom Brady, and are one game behind in the NFC South, which is also extremely weak. The NFC is just weak in general.
I was gonna say, you could take the West or the East off. It was like the NFC is weak. The NFC is weak. The whole conference is weak. Like, if the 49ers make the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be surprised. If the Rams make the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be very surprised if the Cowboys made it. But at this point, like the Eagles, so it's like, it's the Eagles and Giants. Like, are they really the best teams in the NFC? Or
the Vikings even. So. The Vikings are 5-1 as well.
If there are
what? This is a weird year in the NFL. Let's just say that.
What's the? I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the term for it? Like
is it an anomaly?
No, like a glass balloon. Someone about a balloon. Like these are people. They're fake teams. They're like just big and puffy, and they just like they're gonna pop. Right.
And even the Jets are good, So like what's
that's what I'm saying. The AFC. The AFC is way better, obviously. So like the AFC is way better. Who would have thought that the Jets are actually favored this week coming against the Patriots, as they should be.
As they should be. Mac Jones is a bum.
So, like, Mac Jones of the Patriots had, before this last loss with Zappy and Mac Jones and all the other controversy and bullshit, they had won 2 games in a row by more than 20 points. Mm-hmm. And they're by far the worst team in their division. So, like, the Dolphins are better than them.
The Bills are definitely better than them. The Jets are definitely better than them.
Now, Tua started out promising. Do you think Tua ends up being a top 10 fantasy quarterback as the year goes on? Like, to end the year? Like, he started there. It was almost obvious. He had, 6 touchdowns in the one game? But, like, do you think...
he had 7 touchdowns in one game.
7,
but
sorry.
I think his numbers are starting to dwindle a little bit. And we saw that last week with his first game back. He wasn't nearly as effective, but I think he's also in his head. But as you saw, I'm not sure if you watched it at all, he's still reckless Tua out there. He's running around, trying to get first downs, diving head first towards the pylon and all that stuff.
Well, that's good for him. That's not what got him injured. What got him injured was not expecting to hit and getting sacked from behind.
No, that's true too.
Like, that's what, like, him not getting out of the pocket, like, he hasn't gotten hurt running around. He always gets hurt in the pocket because he's holding the ball too long. He needs to get the ball to Tariq or Waddle quickly. Let them do whatever the hell they're doing, or fucking run. Kind of like they have a lot of the makeup, I say, of like the Eagles. Like the Miami Dolphins are very similar to the Eagles, but Tua doesn't elect to run that much because he's been injured so often. In college he was injured, and NFL he was injured his rookie season. He was injured this year. So I mean, I hope it doesn't take away his grit to go, but I think I'd bet on him. I bet on him to be a top 10 just because of the nuclear weapons I just added. Like I like I even like Gesicki. I like Mostert.
They're loaded on the offensive front.
But Waddle and Tariq Hill is it's a nuclear weapon. They're gonna get their fantasy points, and they have to come from Tua. So it's just like sometimes wide receivers are so good that they just kind of pull their quarterbacks along, and then they kind of make the quarterbacks look like they're decent. Like example, Matthew Stafford with Calvin Johnson, or Andy Dalton with AJ Green in the beginning of his career. It's like, I'm going to keep throwing to this person. And what we're finding out is that same thing is happening with Aaron Rodgers, with Devontae Adams. And is it time to give up on Aaron Rodgers? I mean, I would feel like right now, I don't think about starting Tom Brady. Like this, my dumbass, I'm just remembering now, I was supposed to pick up Stafford and start starting him because I'd rather start fucking Matthew Stafford with the upside that maybe he'll do something, just because I have Cooper Kupp on my team, because Tom Brady's he's unreliable at this point. And Aaron Rodgers has to be there too, man.
Him, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, they're on they're no longer must starts. Last year or year before that, it was like guaranteed you have to start them every week.
Yeah.
But now they should retire. They're going to retire together and probably go on a cruise,
Fucking booze cruise. Fuck that. And I mean, is there anybody? I mean, you can only trust Aaron Jones. Is there anybody you can trust on the Packers?
Right now, no, only Aaron Jones.
Now I don't know all the games. I don't know if you can pull them up because I
got the games up. So
all right, so let's start with that, and we'll just start a rundown. Fantasy stardom sit-ems for this week. Let's start with the Packers.
The
Bills.
Thursday night game.
Well, and I was just saying that because it came to my house. You're right. Start with the Thursday night game. That's Ravens.
Bucks.
Ravens Bucks. So, I hate to say it, still you gotta bench Tom Brady. Personally, I don't like
Tom Brady.
I don't like starting anybody on Thursday night offensively. I start defenses because I don't know, something about the short week.
Unless it was last week, the last week's game was fucking crazy, 44-38 or whatever the final was. That's a rare.
That was a rare
sight.
But you look at the rest, and that was a rare
history,
sight.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I would definitely say start. I mean,
I wouldn't start anybody on Tampa Bay except for maybe Mike Evans.
I was gonna say maybe him. Leonard Fournette.
That's pretty much it. Leonard Fournette he hasn't been running very well this year. That offensive line really is really bad. Tom Brady, I actually saw a stat, most times sacked. I mean, I know he's 44 and all, but he's in the top 5 of most sacked quarterbacks in his career. So I didn't believe at the beginning of the season that the offensive line was going to be that bad, but we're seeing it very prominent every week. Leonard Fournette's not able to get free, not able to get not able to get his rushes. I think he's averaging under 4 yards a carry, which is not good for the NFL.
No, not really. But look, Tom Brady at some point had to come back down to earth, I guess. But you would think he would have a perfect send off, but not everybody gets that.
He's averaging 3.5 yards a carry right now.
Yeah. So,
on On the Ravens
Don't
side,
trust him on the Ravens side. Mark Andrews. That's it. Continue. Lamar Jackson. I mean, I guess you got to start him just because of the dual threat, but I'm not so sold that Lamar Jackson is gonna, be in the 20s. Like that's what you hope from your quarterback. He should score like 20 points. But he'll probably have like 14, 15. I don't know. I mean, so I don't know if this is going to be a good game for them. I think the Buccaneers, especially are equipped defensively to deal with the Russian quarterback. So
yeah, I agree with you there. Just
Jackson's
Lamar, and Mark.
Andrew,
Those are the two that you would always want to depend on with the Ravens.
All right, it's Thursday night, man. Let's go on. Let's move on.
Let's move on. We got a London game this week, guys.
Yeah.
Denver is traveling to Jacksonville. I never catch those games because it's too early in the morning and I'm too busy with the kids and making breakfast and such.
Can Russell Wilson score more than 10 fantasy points?
Is he playing this week? I thought Rippon was still playing.
I heard a quote from him said that he was ready to go.
Oh, okay.
Now, that was a quote from him, whether the team said they want to start him or not, or if they just want to.
It says he's questionable, so he says it's possible that he manages to suit up.
Look, whether he suits up or not, red flags all over the
don't start
Broncos. No, I said whether he starts or not, red flags over the entire Denver Bronco team. I don't know who you want to start for them. Do you have anybody that you can think of? Because if they weren't good with Russell Wilson, who knows they're going to be good with Rippon's grandson.
No, they should have just kept Drew Luck at this point.
Did they cut him, or is he? What happened?
No, they traded him to.
That's right. He's in Seattle. My fault. He's in Seattle. For some reason, I would think we were talking about Seattle. I'm like, what happened to him? I was like, all right. Yeah, that's right. They traded him to Seattle. So yeah, they probably. It's not like there was going to be a controversy if he stayed, and obviously there's no controversy over there. He's losing to a top 5 quarterback in the league right now, but So they're
Jacksonville
playing
side.
Jacksonville.
I
ETN.
think Etienne is the only one I would start from the Jaguar side. He has been lighting it up. He's good out of the backfield, catching and running. He's got speed. He's a good check down option for what's his
Trevor
name?
Lawrence. Yes,
Trevor Lawrence. I always forget his name for some reason.
He might be forgettable. He hasn't played enough for you to remember how. He hasn't played well enough for you to care.
I'm not a big Trevor Lawrence fan. I was not big on him coming out of college, and so
no,
he reminds me of Blaine Gabbert. So
yeah, maybe I give you that. I mean, he reminds me like of a Stafford. Yeah, he has the tools, but he just doesn't have that it thing. And he also doesn't have Calvin Johnson, but he's at an equally shitty team. So yeah, I wouldn't start Trevor Lawrence.
Nope, I wouldn't either.
Ingram, no.
Denver is in fantasy. Denver in fantasy has the number 1 pass defense against wide receivers. So they allow the least amount of points to wide receivers. So I wouldn't start any Jacksonville wide receivers.
So this is pretty much dud. I could probably miss it.
It is a dud of a matchup.
All right, so we got another question here from Bing102. Should I trade Pittman for Najee Harris and Goddard? Deep PPR league, 16-man starting. Your starting T is Hill, which Taysom Hill is not really starting.
3 or 4.
Yeah, you're chasing the points that you already missed from that one game that he'll be good. Once Winston's fully healthy, I don't think it's. I would go with I go with Harris and Goddard. like to me, Pittman is flex fodder.
And Pittman
Matt Ryan, he's the only
Matt
thing
Ryan's
they
been
have.
benched.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Matt Ryan's been benched. They have a new guy coming. Like, I know he might throw it to Pittman, but he might throw it to the third string wide receiver that he was working with.
Whoever he has rapport from practice,
whoever he has rapport with.
Backup receivers.
So like, with a starting string quarterback and Michael Pittman basically not getting production, I can't assume that unless this dude's Tom Brady and he's like, I'm fucking, replacing Drew Bledsoe and I'm going to be the man and I'm going to make Michael Pittman look like a monster. So, I mean, until you can see, what this new guy is going to do, I think it's just going to be a downhill, but in the really lucky event, then maybe Pittman might produce for you. But Najee Harris has a better chance because they have the rookie quarterback, and Goddard is just on a top 3, top 4, top 5 or whatever offense. The Eagles are going to keep scoring, and his line share is going to go to probably AJ Brown or what's the other dude's name? Devontae Smith. And yeah, Goddard will get in there too. But
Goddard has probably been like behind Mark Andrews. He's probably and Travis Kelce. He's probably the number 3 tight end in fantasy right now.
Yeah.
But a follow-up question to your question. Is Pittman your number 1 wide receiver or your number 2 wide receiver? Depends on where he is, because I see that you're in a 16-team league and things are slim pickings most of the time on the waiver wire, so that might be something that
to go from Taysom Hill, which was basically it's either 0 or it's 30 points or whatever, like to go from that to Goddard, which you'll get points with, it's just that's already almost good enough. And Najee Harris is a good enough to be RB2 and a flex. He's not, a 1, but there's potential. So high potential. Goddard, like, yeah, with Taysom Hill, if he's your best tight end, you need to be streaming every week. So if you want somebody that you could just put there, leave there, especially now they just missed their bye week, outside injury, Goddard's going to be he's going to be a top 5 scoring tight end for the whole year. Just put him in there, leave him alone.
Yeah.
Pittman will never
really is. If Hill really is your number 1 tight end, then I would say, that's an easy question to answer too. I just had wanted to know where Pittman was on your depth chart.
All right. Well, if he wants to follow up with that, we'll get it. But I guess on to the next game.
Oh, so he's number 2 behind Jamar Chase.
Yeah, Jamar Chase is almost sometimes he was good last week, and I think the Bengals are definitely on upswing. They started really slow, but I think they're still a good team. Jamar Chase is going to be top. He's going to be a top 10. Like Pittman, I don't even know if he'll be considered in the top 25 at the end of the year. Where I know Goddard will be a top 5, and I don't know where Najee Harris will be. So if you got Chase, go with that, and yeah, if you're getting value from Pittman, fucking take it. They're in disarray. It's almost like I would tell people this week, like, Terry McLaurin, he scored his touchdown. It was like, I don't know how well Taylor Heineke is going to continue to do.
But he's going to ball.
Yeah, he's going to route people, but you don't get points for him being wide open.
Or force shit into unwanted places, but
Yeah. So
all right.
Again, are we on?
Oh, his number 1 running back is
Pierce. Yeah,
Pierce.
Your boy. And he obviously lucked into that. So
yes, that's a great running back.
No, nobody went into the draft this year. It was like, he's gonna be my number 1. So I mean, some people get lucky. I hope he stays healthy. Like I was gonna say later, but might as well just say it now. Like Breece Hall getting injured. And then I believe James Robinson got traded to the
Jaguars or to the Jets. Yes,
to the Jets because Breece Hall might have been ended up being offensive rookie of the year.
He would have been,
and he would have been. So, like, it sucks. And Pierce, he has that
Might
chance
get
now.
there.
So he needs to stay. Yeah, he's a good number one. But if he's your number one, that means your number two wasn't that great. And you kind of lucked out into that person in your draft. And so definitely take Najee Harris. Just with the upside, like the young team, good coaching. So right. Next game, bro.
All right, next game. So we're on to the 1:00. The first of the list is Carolina at Atlanta. Kind of a dud of a matchup
both
fantasy.
those teams.
Fantasy wise, there's nothing, no guaranteed starts, no guaranteed sits. Kyle Pitts has been shit this season. He only has like one touchdown, and I think that game that he got the touchdown, he only had 2 receptions for 7 yards. But I'm going to be watching this game.
I know, of course you will. You see the
stadium first place is on the line. So, somehow, some way, PJ Walker is our savior right now.
Yeah, well, he's probably just as good as Marcus Mariota. So, but that's the thing. Like, the Falcons, they're overachieving. They should just be losing. I think the smarter thing for them, I think they have their answer and their savior. He just needs to come in, and I think it'll make Kyle Pitts better. It'll make Drake London better. And then next year, if there are any Atlanta fans who say, hey, for you buddies, when Calvin Ridley comes back and he stops gambling, there's going to be a lot of offensive weapons. And I think Desmond Ridder, the quarterback from Cincinnati, is going to be a good quarterback. I think he's going to be
I think he will be too.
I think he's very good. And with all those people, by the end of this year, Mariota should be fucking benched and Desmond Ridder should be in there.
Well, it depends on how the rest of the season goes in the division. So they, a weak division makes bad quarterbacks last a little bit longer. So
that is true. That is true. Strive for mediocrity.
Although he's not that bad. He's been, a good game manager for them. Not a good fantasy start, but
I mean, they have to go on a significant losing streak, but that's what I expect from Mariota. And once they statistically kind of get out of playoff range, then to me it doesn't make any sense other than throwing out the rookie there and seeing what happens. Because it's just on a 1-year deal. You gotta figure out what you want to do next year. The only way to do that is with real game action. So
I do have one sleeper in this game. If you guys are looking for somebody on the free agent waiver wire, C-Mac is now a 49er, and last week Deontay Foreman had a hell of a game. He ran for over 125 yards, and I think looking at Atlanta's fantasy prospects, they are dead last in stopping the run. So if you guys are looking for a running back,
start him. And what about
Deontay Foreman or Chuba Hubbard? But Chuba
I was about to say, what about Chuba Hubbard? Can you start both?
He's questionable. He has a contusion on his knee.
Oh no, Chuba.
He has not practiced yet this week. So as the week goes on, we'll know more. But Deontay Foreman is a good sleeper. He filled in quite well last year for Derrick Henry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for the Falcons Panthers. Let's never talk about again.
Another dud of a game: Chicago and Dallas.
It's not so much of a dud. There's more people you can start. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott, for the first time in 2 years, scored multiple touchdowns and had his best fantasy game of the year.
And I never cheered more and more for that.
Fucking Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah. Titans defense. Anyway.
But it is looking more like he's not going to play this week. So
Zeke, what happened? What did he?
He also has a knee issue.
He slipped and fell into some white girls. Hurt his knee. Damn. Well, I hope he recovers. But then people that have Tony Pollard, start him. I guarantee you he'll have probably a game.
The Bears are 27th in rush defense. So Tony Pollard is a good start. If Zeke can't go, but even if Zeke can go, I think both of them might be a good start.
Yeah, you mostly start both of them. I think CD Lamb. I mean, you could possibly start him. I don't know about Dak, but I think this week, Dak was just coming back from injury, so maybe this week he will force it into some people. I don't know if it'll be Gallup or if it'll be CD Lamb, but I think he'll throw more. And maybe not. No, maybe not though. Until they lose using their formula, like they couldn't beat the Eagles without scoring more points, but their formula of running through the regular season by not turning the ball over and winning. Basically, the only game they lost was the game that they turned the ball over in. So if they can continue to do that and then win, then maybe he doesn't pass anymore. But that's why I would say definitely go with Tony Pollard. The Bears, I don't know who you start. I don't
honestly think there's anybody you can start. Because Dallas's run defense is pretty good.
It's very good, but I haven't seen them. Like the only person I've seen them falter against is the Eagles.
Yeah, and Miles Sanders.
And Miles Sanders and mainly Jalen Hurts. So with Justin Fields and they got Montgomery and Caleb Herbert, like is running. I feel like running is the best way to neutralize the Cowboys. I don't know. I feel like one of them is gonna have a decent game, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like the Bears might actually win this. Because I just don't feel good about how Dak is, and then
they looked good this past night.
Like I said with the Patriots, as we just brought it up, like they had won 2 games in a row with 30 points, with basically no quarterback and just running the ball and a good defense. So you never know what can happen in that those games coming up, man. But so I think the Bears, who knows what after that bye week might stay on a roll. I don't think the Patriots is such a horrible defense that that they're so much worse than the Cowboys. But
all right, we got a fun
maybe
one
Justin
next.
Fields. Justin Fields.
Justin Fields is always going to be a fringe because he's a dual threat. And if you watch Monday Night Football, he ran the ball quite a lot. They called a lot of outside QB runs. And he got, every time he did it, he literally got like 8, 9, 10 yards. He's looking more comfortable in back there. And I think with him throwing the ball more to Darnell Mooney, I cut him after week 3 because he got like 2 fantasy points after those first 3 weeks. But the running game, a good running game will always help a young quarterback. And like you said.
So I might start him, but who's next in the 1 o'clocks?
All right, we got Miami and Detroit.
That could be potentially a very high scoring game.
Yes,
both of those teams didn't score very many points last week, and it's a little bit of a dud. But
and Jared Goff plays better at home.
Jared Goff plays better at home. I know the Lions defense is as suspect as a kid in high school wearing a trench coat. So I think Tyreek Hill should be able to run all over that. Tua, start Waddle, start Hills, start Gesicki, this is a big game. I
don't know about starting Gesicki, but I would start
I say Gesicki just because the tight end, especially this year, seems like they're so thin.
It is.
Like
But
I
Tua
mean,
doesn't throw to his tight
you're right.
ends.
He doesn't
And
throw to his tight ends. He likes to throw it long. You're right. And now he's back. So Gesicki had a few good games, but that was while Bridgewater was in there, I believe. So, or whomever was in there.
I would say not start Gesicki, but I would say if you say your running back's on a bye, Mostert would be a good start this week.
Yeah. Yeah, Mostert. That's pretty much it on the Dolphins. The Lions I feel like Brown's hurt. Has he been fringe hurt for a while or something?
Amon-Ra he played last week, but he went out very early with concussion.
Okay, so he's still hurt. So
he needs to pass that.
Look,
Josh Reynolds is going to be in, but DJ Chark is on IR. So pretty much it's Jared Goff and Hawkinson offense because DeAndre Swift is probably not going to play.
I don't trust Goff now. Like Goff was good. Like he was putting up those numbers, but I mean Josh Reynolds is a good second, definitely good third receiver. DJ Chark is a great second, and Amon-Ra. So he's essentially missing what is three? All three is wide receivers.
He has Josh Reynolds still.
Oh, sorry, he has Josh Reynolds. Okay, yeah.
But Josh Reynolds is practicing limitedly and in practice because he has an ankle or a foot injury or something like that.
Yeah. So, what's to do? Jalen Williams, is he back, or Jamal Williams?
Jamal Williams is there. It's just DeAndre Swift is questionable. Yeah, because he's always hurt too.
I start him. You know what I mean? It's hard to say about how bad the Lions offense is because they played a good defense in the Cowboys, but they didn't score much last week. So I don't trust anybody else on the Lions. I stay, right. Yeah, Hawkinson, go for it.
Hawkinson. So I got a question on my side here. So Element is asking, which three running backs would you start from this list? David Montgomery, Tyler Algier, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, AJ Dillon, James Robinson, Chuba Hubbard, or Khalil Herbert. How do you have all these guys on your team?
I was like, wait, start three of what? Okay.
These are three running backs. So I'll say Josh Jacobs.
I heard Josh Jacobs.
The Raiders are playing New Orleans. New Orleans defense is
he's a must
pretty
start
bad right now.
I don't know about Algier. I wouldn't trust that. I like the Panthers defense.
Yeah, I wouldn't start Algier because Panthers run defense is pretty good, and Marcus Mariota is their primary runner now. Let's see. I would say not start James Robinson yet because he's going to a new team and he has to know the offense, so he'll play second fiddle.
Yeah, think about the nerfing. McCaffrey's gonna get better with that offense. Like he knows. Yeah. Like he's been.
I would start Tony Pollard on that from that list. Okay. And if you had to choose one more, would you start? I don't know. AJ Dillon, probably not.
No. AJ Dillon. Okay, so
it's David Montgomery.
We got Pollard, David Montgomery, and Jacobs, right?
I said Pollard. I said Pollard, Jacobs. I don't have a third yet. What was your third? You said Montgomery?
Didn't he have Montgomery? Yeah.
Yeah, he has both Montgomery and Herbert.
I go Montgomery.
I'd probably go with Montgomery too.
He's their primary. Like you got to just go with this starting. I know it's a tougher defense, but like AJ Dillon's not gonna. Yeah, AJ Dillon's not gonna put up a whole bunch of points unless you're getting goal line touch. Is it gonna be cold as fuck in Buffalo?
No, I don't think so. Oh, it's gonna be a night game, so it might be colder. It is in Buffalo.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Green Bay or Buffalo, they're both like cold as. This is dumb cold. It doesn't matter. They can both be in a blizzard, and it wouldn't be weird to me. But like other than that, unless it's gonna be a game where they're going to run, and even then, they're two type of quarterbacks that can play in the snow and wouldn't have any problem throwing the passes anyway. Not like the Patriots did with Mac Jones, or like you throw 3 times or whatever the hell they did. or Garoppolo, like you throw 8 times because we could just run the ball. They wouldn't do that because they have good running backs, but maybe that's it. Like if AJ Dillon were to have a good game, it's because they decided, hey, our running backs suck. All we can do is run the ball with Aaron.
Our wide
Aaron
receivers suck.
Jones.
Yeah.
Our wide receivers suck.
I think it's gonna be a passing game. Green Bay's gonna have to pass to win that game.
So I would start Algier over Dillon because he's a secondary person, but like I just maybe him over David Montgomery. Like that's about it. Pollard.
It's wild, L.
Pollard.
Oh man, I can't believe you have that many running backs. How many people can you have in your team in this league?
I know. We were just talking about a guy with a 16 team league. You must be in like an 18.
Josh Jacobs has been a dog, man. Josh Jacobs is he's working for that contract. He's a free agent after the season, so he's working for a job right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd say try to trade some of those wide receivers running backs for maybe a wide receiver. I don't know how good those are, but you were only asking about those 3 people to start. Maybe you have like 6 wide receivers too. So, all
right. So the next game on our list is Arizona and Minnesota.
Minnesota. Start Kyler. Start Hopkins because he's only going to throw it to him. And I don't know, man. Like you got to start Kyler as much as he, can be a dud. He's got a lot. Like I think Robbie Anderson should be playing this week. Finally,
he's going to be playing,
and they're going to have Hollywood Brown.
But what's it called?
Is he injured? Hollywood
Brown is done for the season, I think.
Oh, okay. Because he was making good plays earlier. This sucks. I didn't know about that.
What's it called? Modern Warfare 2 did release this week. I know I've been saying it every week, but there is this stat going around where Kyler, before Call of Duty releases, he is about 8 points higher fantasy-wise, and then once Call of Duty releases, his average goes down by 8 points a week. So caution on Kyler Murray. But yeah, I would start
that is
DeAndre.
Hilarious.
I would start Ertz from the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Minnesota, obviously Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Arizona's pass defense is pretty bad.
You probably got to start. You probably got to start Kirk. You got to start Dalvin Cook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so I have a comment here. It says, rate my 12-man. Hurts, McCaffrey, Pierce, Jefferson, Amon-Ra, Olave, Godwin, and Schultz. That's a good starting lineup.
Yeah, except for Schultz.
Yeah, you got to be weak somewhere. But Schultz will see more action with Dak being back, because Dak likes to throw underneath. But the only issue there is Amon-Ra is, often been hurt for you. Olave is going to be an up-and-comer, and hopefully he stays healthy.
Wait, which Amon-Ra? Is it Amon's Ra St. Brown, or is it Aquanimous, or whatever the hell?
No, it's Amon-Ra.
Okay, my bad. It's not
the better St. Brown.
Okay, it's not the one that you will win Scrabble with immediately. Again, Aquanimous. No, it's not the one that sounds like a Egyptian god of the terrain or whatever. Anyway, go to the next.
Vegas and New Orleans.
Vegas, New Orleans, of course. Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Derek Carr. Stay away from Renfro and Hollins unless you're like in a really, really deep league.
Let's see. Is Olave back this week?
Yeah, Olave played last week. We played well. So Olave, I believe.
Oh yeah, he did play last week. You're right.
Yeah, he is back, and he's the only game in town. So definitely start Chris Olave. I don't know, like something's going on with the Saints, so they just cannot stay healthy. Like
I think
Callaway's
Jameis will be back this week.
I know, like he had like a regular back injury that is, I thought was only gonna put about a week, but Dalton's been there for like 4 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. Michael Thomas injured again, perpetually injured. I think it's time to just let Michael Thomas go. Like I don't care
Good.
how. Like
Let the Slam King go.
Yeah, he's like how can you keep paying him? Like
You can't.
You can't keep paying. Like he never ever plays ever. Like he had one good season 4 years ago. He's still getting paid off of that. And then they also have Jarvis Landry, and he's still injured.
He's back this week.
Okay, he's back. Like how many wide receivers do you have? Like, yeah, so Jarvis Landry and Chris Olave is enough. I hate that Michael Thomas can never stay healthy, but like I don't know. Like I don't even know who to equate Michael Thomas as. Like somebody who's good but is always injured.
Is Kamara back?
Right, Kamara. I think he should be there too. I know he's been playing. There. I think he's there. So yeah, Kamara, definitely start him. You can't not start him. I would definitely start Winston whenever he's back because
he will. It's said that he is back this week.
Yeah, because even without Michael Thomas, Olave, Jarvis Landry, and the dude Callaway or whatever, Marcus Callaway, that's enough. He'll spread the ball and he'll get points. As long as he doesn't have pick sixes, he's going to get 300 yards and a couple touchdowns. And he'll score points. So he's my waiver wire pickup of the week. Nobody probably has Jameis Winston. So who next?
All right. So we got the Patriots and the Jets. Ugh. It's a critical game for both teams here to stay close by to the Bills.
I think the only person I can start is Ramondre Stevenson. For the Patriots, the running back, or Damian Harris. I can't start any wide receivers.
Yeah. I think the only wide receiver I would consider starting, or maybe two, and that would be on New England side, would be Jacoby Myers or Devontae Parker, because they're both getting the ball.
See, Devontae Parker had a good rapport with Mac Jones Zappy. Before he got
no, yeah, Zappy has been feeding him the ball.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Mac Jones has better rapport with Jacoby.
Yeah, with Jacoby. But I remember, all right. Well, but the game Mac got injured, he was like I was like the game Devontae was like coming out and playing well for them, like because he wasn't catching any passes the first couple of weeks, and then they lost that game and he got injured on like the last play. But Devontae finally played. I was like, okay, so once he comes back, him and Devontae, I like Devontae Parker. He's guarantees a better wide receiver than Jacoby Myers. They just need to throw him the flipping ball. And you said who they're playing?
The Jets.
Right, Jets.
No, I wouldn't say anybody off the Jets.
I really like Garrett Wilson, but I know it's just
but Zach Wilson doesn't throw the ball worth shit.
Yeah, I still like Zach Wilson. Like I still like him.
I do like Garrett Wilson, but Zach Wilson doesn't throw. They run the ball a lot, but they might. I mean, he's going to have to throw this week.
I mean, definitely start if you have him or he's on waiver. I know he's not on every waiver wire league. In a 10-12 team league, you should be able to pick up Michael Carter. And start him. He had a couple of good games too before Breece Hall started to really show out. So James Robinson this week will probably he'll get a few carries just to see. But I don't expect him to have a big game. They'll probably go through Carter because the hardest part about being a running back is not taking the ball and hitting the lane. Of course, that makes you great, but the the thing that makes you good is can you pick up a blocking scheme? And I guess somebody, of course, you can ask us a trade question. Type it in the chat. We have somebody coming every few minutes. But yeah, Michael Carter, James Robinson, if you can get him. I think James Robinson, I don't know why. I mean, ETN, what happened where they were just like, they just started.
Yeah, I know. Just James Robinson was having a good fantasy season really so far. And then, ETN just comes in and just swoops the job away. And they're just like, you know what? We don't need him.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so I see EDA Boss or EDA Boss 21. Amon Ra for Deontay Johnson and Cordell Patterson.
Cordell Patterson isn't he on IR? Is he coming back soon?
Yeah, he's hurt right now. So says he has Pollard and Connors and Hill, Gabe Davis, and Cooks, Deontay Johnson. I have both of them, and they piss me off every week. So getting rid of them is something I try to do if I can. So I can't, in all honesty. Deontay Johnson has the slight upside.
Okay. Cordell Patterson is on track to return in week 9.
Yeah, so 2 weeks from now. He was playing out of his mind, really well. But I think if you've been waiting on him, you kind of got to wait, because Amon Ra, when he is playing, is a top 15 wide receiver. He's a RB1, so technically a top 12. Like Amon Ra, golf, feeds him the ball as much as possible. So it's like one of those things. Do you want to wait for the health of it? If you have to actually start 2 running backs, I can see why you might want to have Cordell Patterson for the flex positions. But yeah. Deontay Johnson, his only upside is that Kenny Pickett all of a sudden, starts being a more productive quarterback. So you got to really worry about that. And Pickett seems to like to throw more picks than touchdowns. So I don't know when Deontay Johnson will finally get some.
And with Pickett, we're going to talk about Pickett in the next game because it's Pittsburgh Philly. But Pickett also has a good rapport with. He has a good rapport with
Pickens.
What's his name?
Actually, George Pickens. And
George Pickens.
And more Chase Claypool than Deontay Johnson. I think Deontay Johnson.
Those are the guys that he's been throwing to in practice. So
and then they got the tight end Freiermuth that everybody likes too. So like Pickett isn't good enough to spread the ball around to have big number. It's already been seen. He's not Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert or whatever. Like Pickett's gonna have to grow into being a better quarterback, and hopefully he can get better. But he's not making all his wide receivers better. So, and he doesn't have a wide receiver that's good enough to that he can just force the ball to. So only person I start on, I guess, flex, maybe Pickens or Najee Harris. I don't trust anybody else on Steelers besides maybe the defense.
I agree with you. I would say Najee Harris. I don't know either, but it's against Philly though. So, Philly's, I wouldn't start any of the Pittsburgh wide receivers against the Philly defense because their trio of corners is really good. And their front 4 is going to get after Pickett. So expect if you have the Philly defense, I would go ahead and start them.
Yeah, hopefully they don't beat them down too badly. And you're thinking if you're getting action for Pickens or Johnson and these people, it's going to be in the cleanup after after they have already been beaten by like 20 points or whatever. So that's really what your high side is garbage points. So I hate trying to depend on garbage points. You never knows, but yes, on Philly, you start just the usual suspects.
You start
Miles
the
Sanders,
usual suspects: Miles Sanders, Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown,
Dallas Goedert,
Dallas Goedert,
and Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith.
That's a
That's a
of
lot,
players.
man.
Remember they had that meme or video that came out. It wasn't a meme. It was like a little TikTok video came out last year, and it was making fun. It was like how to have the worst fantasy team, and they picked all of the Eagles' offense. They're like, all right, how to get last place in fantasy. So it was just a joke. It was like a dude like he's like, all right, Miles Sanders, all right, he's my number one, and everything's gonna go. Like they were so bad the year before that it was just a whole joke. But yeah, so.
And Philly's defense just got stronger this afternoon. They traded a 4th round pick away to the Bears. Did you see that news?
No, who do they get?
I'm gonna look it up real quick because I already forgot his name.
Don't say like Roquan Smith or something like fucking...
No, not for a 4th round pick.
I know, just saying crazy shit happens in the NFL.
I was texting my neighbor because he's a huge Philly fan.
You're welcome.
Robert Quinn.
Oh, that's still not bad.
That's a good trade for a 4th round pick. Because Robert Quinn last year had 18 and a half sacks. That's solid value right there.
Godwin, Chris, my bad. Boss has another question. Godwin is better than Deontay Johnson. He's better at a higher level, but I can't trust Tom Brady more than Gisele Bündchen can trust him right now. So I think if I had a better option, I would start divorce proceedings and stay away from all of his friends. I'll stay away from Fournette and Mike Evans.
Oh man, the Antonio Brown memes have been so funny.
Yeah, with him like running off the goddamn field, like this is gonna happen. Like you should have done that for it. Like all the Tom Brady memes are funny too. It's like I did all this shit just to I ruined my marriage and my family all to go, to all to lose to the Panthers 1-5. You guys were used as a goddamn meme. So Jesus Christ, man. But I just can't put it past Tom Brady. So I'd be like, you know what? Last 8 weeks, bitches, you guys have been talking shit about me. It was like time for December and January. It's hard to talk shit to Tom Brady until after January. After January, you can be like, okay, is it safe? Either be quiet or say he's done. But I'm still holding out hope, which maybe Brady's children are as well. So hopefully our answers will get our prayers will be answered by Christmas. But I'd say it. But boss, I still stay with Amon-Ra. I think he'll be off. I don't think he's an injury prone person. I think he'll be back in the next week or two, and then from there you can't even think about benching him. He's a number 1 or 2 wide receiver, and you're basically trading for people that are, to me, flex position. All right, go on the next one.
All right, so we're on to the 4s. Tennessee versus Houston. Derrick Henry.
Yep.
On Tennessee side.
That's
pretty much it.
I didn't say Ryan Tannehill if it's a bye week issue, just because I just don't like the Texas defense, and the Texas defense is taken aback by the offense being inept and throwing, basically without the run game, Pierce. Like they're basically just giving the ball up, so that helps opposing offenses.
Yeah. On Houston side, obviously we just said his name. Dameon Pierce is the only startable player on that side.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks. I would say, I would trade him for a bag of peanuts. or maybe a faggot of sticks. I don't want to be, politically incorrect or get demonetized. So I trade him. I might just cut him. Brandon Cooks is basically still on my team in the event that, we're still going through bye weeks. I went through. Going through after the draft. I already knew I didn't know I was going to be playing against you this week, but I knew I was going to lose this week. I was like, oh, half of my team is on bye. Literally half. The entire bottom part of my lineup was on bye. I had every.
Yeah, I saw. I looked at your team. It was like every single player on your bench was on bye. It's like, oh no. Yeah, that's one thing you always plan for during the draft, right? And the computer did not do any favors for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, man. It's all in a bye week. I'm like, I'm going to lose this week. I can't do anything about it. We have another question here. Cedric wants us to rank Hopkins, Walker, Lamb, and AJ Brown for this week. Am I crazy? Oh, Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker.
Okay, Kenneth Walker.
I was like, what Walker could he be talking about? That's fantasy relevant. So he must be talking about Kenneth. Next time we say Walker, add the third, so we'll know what you're talking about. Could have been talking about the first Kenneth Walker. I don't know. But he needs to start 2 wide receivers and a flex.
Let's look
Lamb is odd man outs. That's really simple. You can't trust Dak yet. I haven't seen Dak. I couldn't trust Dak in game 1. Lamb got a couple of good games with Cooper Rush, but we just haven't seen any connection with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb to trust starting him. If he's a deep flex, start him. But Hopkins is obviously going to be force-fed the ball by Kyler Murray, because Kyler Murray is either he's going to his first and only read, and he's thinking about his next Call of Duty run. So then AJ Brown is AJ Brown. He's going to be the number 1 target for Jalen Hurts. They gave a lot for him. So Brown, Hopkins, right there, I think, in fantasy potential. And then Kenneth Walker he's emerged just as Breece Hall before he got injured, and Dameon Pierce for the Texans. He's right there with the rookies that are, unless they get injured, are going to produce. So you can't jump off of Kenneth Walker. 1,000%. I would start Kenneth Walker over Lamb. What do you think, Twan?
I agree with everything you just said. Man, DeAndre Hopkins came back last week and he had a freaking monster game. So you got to ride with him.
Yeah, he's not coming off of injuries. He's coming off of using PEDs to be 100% healthy. So I was expecting him to be ready. Who thinks better going forward, though? Just in your opinion, if somebody's giving you a trade, who's sexier, AJ Brown or Hopkins?
I would say I would take Hopkins over AJ Brown.
You're doing that off of
mainly because
legacy, like fantasy legacy.
At one point he was, the best wide receiver in the game, and he hasn't quite gotten back to that level yet. But as you said, Kyler will feed him the ball, because the ball usually either goes to Kyler or it goes to Zach Ertz or it goes to his legs. So
and he was going to Hollywood Brown, and it's kind of so sad that he didn't get to. He was waiting. He's like, oh, I'm gonna have my best friend wide receiver here and Hopkins, and then Brown he gets hurt for the season right before as Hopkins is coming back. So I don't know. I go with AJ Brown just because I ride the hot hand. I just think I like Jalen Hurts more than Kyler Murray at the moment.
No, I agree with you there, but I just go off of, game records.
Yeah, but I just think the Eagles are gonna keep winning and they're gonna keep playing. Like, I don't know. It's
the Eagles just have so many weapons. You never know what to expect every week, because Jalen runs the ball so much. Miles runs the balls a lot. Devontae some games or Devontae Smith sometimes he gets like 15 targets a game and AJ gets like 5. So, it depends on the matchup or what he's feeling or what he's seeing or, the game plan. So
you convinced me. I would say, I would say Hopkins. I just, like you said, I took the Modern Warfare stuff into play. I took the fact that Kyler Murray yells at his coach and tells him to shut the hell up or fuck up, my fault. And I don't know. I just feel like that could refer calamity as the season goes on. And I feel like the Eagles are a tight-knit group and going to continue to play well. So, fantasy from just a fantasy perspective, DeAndre Hopkins, I guess. Guns to the back of my head. I hope that was helpful, Cedric. So all people, please rate, review, subscribe, like, and comment outside of the chat. After we're done, go tell us to fuck ourselves or that we're fantasy suckers for real. We have nothing. We have no knowledge. But how many more games? We gotta wrap it up.
We got 5 more. We got 5 more. So the Commanders at the Colts. Hey y'all gonna get your second win in a row, aren't you?
Oh no, this will be our 3rd win in a row.
Third win. Oh yeah, 3rd win in a row. You guys beat the Bears.
Yep.
Your 3rd win in a row.
Yeah.
Don't let little Sam Ellinger become Matt Ryan in his prime now.
No, I don't want him to become. Cedric. Start Hopkins, AJ Brown, and Flex Walker. Stay away from CeeDee Lamb. But damn, we were saying shit. Oh, Sam Ellinger. Yeah, I'm worried about him becoming fucking Tom Brady. Like, I don't know. Like, you don't know where these people, like, he comes out of nowhere and plays well. He could just be as good as Gardner Minshew and then go away soon. But nobody has any tape on him, so there's always that potential, And I mean, their defense is pretty good, the Colts, and they have a good running game. I would say the one good thing that helps us is that if Heineke can put up a little bit of points, then we could pretty much shut down the run. I think we got a good enough defensive line that we can shut down the run. And that's all we're supposed to be shutting down until we get to the point that we can get after the quarterback. I think there's still 2 weeks or something from getting Chase Young back, but
so must start.
I must start McLaurin. I would say, flexy Taylor Heineke. I mean, he threw that pick 6. That's rare, but Taylor Heineke is he's like a Cooper Rush guy. He's like to throw 200 something yards, get a couple touchdowns, maybe throw an interception. So I think he's a valuable streaming option even this week. Maybe not, but the
I agree. Heineke is a good streaming option for you.
The Titans basically just ran the ball and played defense, because Tannehill doesn't have as much. I mean, I don't think Tannehill even have as much spunk as Taylor Heineke. Who knows? But
he doesn't have any wide receivers to throw to.
Wide receivers. So, and Heineke has 2. I think also this week Heineke should be. I believe Jahan Dotson and Logan Thomas should be coming back. And
full arsenal then.
With that, definitely starting Heineke. I don't know about even everybody. They're viable flexes. Like and with bye weeks, Curtis Samuel's a decent flex. Jahan Dotson might be a decent flex. And tight end wise, if Logan Thomas is actually not injured and plays, he's decent because tight ends are so weak. So I hate to say it, there's actually on the low end of the spectrum because of buys. There's a lot of Commanders players I might start because they're pretty good at their skill positions. And Jonathan Taylor
obviously.
That's it. Michael Pittman, maybe. I don't know.
Michael Pittman, he's probably a low end wide receiver 2 for me this week.
Oh, definitely start the Commanders defense. That's the defense of the week start. If he's streaming rookie quarterback and the what they've done over the last few weeks to quarterbacks, like, yeah, I would definitely start.
That's Fantasy Suckers good advice right there.
Definitely, if you can stream the Commanders defense, do that. So
all right.
Okay.
So we got the Niners and the Rams.
Ooh, probably the game of the week. Niners always fucking win somehow. They'll always be like, they have like Kyle Shanahan, like Sean McVay cannot be Kyle Shanahan. I don't know why that is.
So on the Niners side,
Niners, Debo, CMC.
Yep, CMC.
Maybe, I mean, there's Kittle, Ayuk. You got to start all of them. Ayuk, I think you start in this because, you know, they're coming off a bye. You assume they're a little bit healthier. Jalen Ramsey is going to probably shadow Debo most of the damn game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd expect them to try to get Kittle and Ayuk the ball. So, yeah.
The only caveat with any Niners players is Jimmy Garoppolo. So.
Absolutely. But I'm looking forward. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing like what their plan is with CMC with Christian McCaffrey and Debo and the different I don't know. The offense might look kind of how Kansas City offense looks, without a good quarterback at it. There's a lot of I would assume there'd be janky plays, like really creative plays in which to get the ball to McCaffrey and Debo Samuel's hands behind the line of scrimmage, basically rendering Garoppolo basically pointless.
CMC is going to throw a touchdown to George Kittle in the red zone.
All right, that's the hot take of the week. He might do that. Because they also still have Wilson and they have good running backs. So I just like this was how they got to the Super Bowl last. Like if they get to the Super Bowl a second time, somebody's gonna see them as a failure. So how they got to the Super Bowl the first time was running the ball and keeping the ball as much out of Jimmy G's hands as possible. And I think they just go back to that formula because they have a very good defense and
the top defense in the NFL.
Yeah, and the only thing that's holding them back is a quarterback that turns the ball over. It's the only thing that can stop them. On the other side, Cooper Kupp, 1,000,000%. You always start him. You can't ever not start Cooper Kupp.
And that's about it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't start Stafford.
Yeah, I always start Higbee. Higbee is going to be a top 5 tight end all pretty much most of the week because when Cooper Kupp is triple teamed, he only throws it to Higbee. And it's like when he basically forces the ball to Cooper Kupp over and over and over and over again. Eventually they double and triple team him, so it goes to the other white guy. I think maybe Matthew Stafford.
Allen Robinson has a resurgence.
I was gonna say I think Matthew Stafford might be racist or something. I don't know. He only throws to his wide receivers, and he's like, maybe they need another one. Maybe they should sign Cole Beasley. So you're like, I could throw to a third guy. Beasley retired, I know, but
but yeah, Allen Robinson, had a resurgence against us before their bye. Literally all season he had like 100 under 100 yards receiving, and then against us he like torched us. So, that's the Allen Robinson of old, the Jacksonville Jaguar version, not the Bears version, because that one was pretty bad too. But
yeah. So I think we've probably seen the best of Allen Robinson. We all thought that he could, replace. They should have just kept Riddles, right? I think that was their choice.
yeah.
Yeah, so probably just.
Well, also when what's his name gets back, Van Jefferson, when he gets back, I think
I forgot about him.
They will
they'll be fine with him.
Put him back into the offense, and he's a good young receiver. He's very fast.
No, he
doesn't have the best hands, but he's a good weapon for them.
Yeah, I mean the only thing I would say out there that's maybe I should pick him up and wait on it is that there's a at least a fantasy wide receiver 2 or flex that's just waiting out there trying to figure out what team to go to. And shoot, the Rams might have loved to re-sign him, but Odell Beckham he's still a free agent. I think he's healed and recovered now, and he's just kind of figure out what team he wants to play. It's not like he could go to any team. Like, I just go whatever there, but he's gonna be able to go to a team that's competing, and he's kind of like the Antonio Brown. Like when Antonio Brown, he helped the Buccaneers win. As much as people could hate him or whatever, him getting signed in that middle of the season changed the whole trajectory and how they were able to win. The same thing happened with the Rams. Like when Odell Beckham came in and he was opposite side of Cooper Kupp, like I said, they got to the Super Bowl. So I think the Bills kind of have it with like Gabe Davis. I think the scariest one would be if he went to the Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
The scariest one would be that because they don't have a true number one outside of this. Travis Kelce is their number one. So if he had the choice to go there, that would probably be it. The other one, which people have just done early in the season, like to me, they won't do it. But if I'm a Packers fan, I'm like writing letters. I'm like doing everything I can. Please give Aaron Rodgers Odell Beckham. Like, just sign him now. Like, we need something, anything, just something to, to give our offense any type of spark. Like, it's not going to be Dobbs or Christian Watson or whatever. So, a smart team, which still might not be helpful. Like, it wouldn't make the Packers a over the top Super Bowl favorite, like if Odell Beckham went to like the Eagles, I'd be like, okay, well, they're gonna win.
Most definitely they would.
Like, it was like, this is too much. Like, that's kind of how it felt with the Rams last year. How good the Rams were, like offensively with Kupp and everybody, and then they were like, we're signing Odell Beckham. We're like, God damn, it's like, don't y'all have enough? And it was good enough. And then they got Von Miller. And they're like, oh shit, y'all don't have enough. I was like, well, it was enough. It was enough to win the goddamn Super Bowl. So yeah, if I were like the Chiefs or something, or I can't think of any other team that would really benefit more than like the Chiefs or say the Packers. Maybe if you went back to the Rams, but the Rams problem isn't.
Yeah, he's not going back to the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams problem isn't wide receiver. It's like offensive line. Yeah, I really can't think of any other fringe teams that would want him. Like, if he went to the Bills, that would also be crazy. Like, all right,
well, I know that he's definitely considering the Bills because Von Miller has been saying that he's coming, literally, like out in public, saying he's coming to us. But I've been hearing that Green Bay is another one of the top 2 choices. So it'll be interesting to see.
I mean, just because like it's good for Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers to be good. It's good for the
Now, if he
NFL.
goes to Tampa, I'm gonna fucking shit myself.
I mean, will that solve their problems?
No.
I'm like, he doesn't have enough firepower with Godwin and Evans. And all that. Like, yeah, I feel like he has enough damn firepower. It's like something else. It's his wife divorcing him and the offensive line, I guess. I don't and Todd Bowles not being a great coach and him not having offensive mind and him not. It's a lot of things, and him being 45 years old. So, I don't know if. Do you think that would it? Like if Odell Beckham went there, there was just all of a sudden turn around. I don't know. Maybe that was all only thing was missing. Like we got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and I personally I think what's missing is Gronk. And I don't think I don't think he's great.
That
But something
truly
about
is what is missing.
he just needs to be there. He doesn't even need to really even play. Something about Gronk being around, like
he just needs to be there to whisper sweet nothings into his ear. That's all.
yeah, he needs to be on like the sideline, like telling people, like, "Hey, you guys want to chug beers after the game?" Woo! Like he needs that energy. He needs Gronk energy.
All right, we got 3 more games to go.
All right.
And the only matchup involving teams over 500 this week, the New York Football Giants and the Seattle Seahawks.
That's so funny.
What a time we live in. What a time we live in.
Things change. I mean, this is a tough one for me. Because like it was just like a game to pick. I don't know who's gonna win. Like
Seattle's defense apparently is number 6 in the NFL right now.
They're not so horrible. And Kenneth Walker is a definite start. I believe DK Metcalf is injured. So I mean, there's Tyler Lockett and I don't even know who else their other wide receivers are.
No, I don't either.
I can't think of anybody else besides Tyler Lockett. And then yeah, there's Geno. So I don't know if you can start Geno. It's hard to see how good he's going to play without DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf definitely changes the whole offense. So, Kenneth Walker's the only person I trust.
I agree with you there for Seattle. You know, if you are in dire need of a quarterback this week, Geno is probably not available on the waiver wire. Somebody probably stashed him, but if you need a 5-star,
you got to start him. Yeah.
You got to start him. On New York side, Saquon.
Yep,
he's good for points every week. And
I am thoroughly considering starting Daniel Jones over Tom Brady.
I am starting Daniel Jones this week because I have a bye and I have to.
Okay, I'm thinking about starting him over. Oh, you already picked him up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well,
I got him on waivers this morning.
Well, yeah. I've been lacking on that. I should try harder. I'm waiting for that one player to pop up. Club number 2 on the waiver wire. And so I'm like, there's gonna be one person where I need to be to the top of the line. Yeah, the first person that everybody's gonna want. And we need to be able to pick that person up because that running back is usually running back. Well, I mean, when you would think it could have already been Kenneth Walker. I could have already missed the boat. I don't know if somebody drafted him. I doubt they did, but anyway, that's not here and there. All
right.
Yeah, next
game of the week.
Game of the week.
Green Bay and Buffalo on Sunday Night Football.
Aaron Jones. And then that's it. I don't know, maybe Alan Lazard, but that's like a flex start.
Alan Lazard's actually hurt, So
Oh, he's out. He's hurt. Okay, well
yeah,
then,
I will double check that real quick, but I believe Romeo Dobbs is going to be their number one receiver this week.
oh god. So bench Aaron Rodgers. I mean, bench
uh,
Aaron Jones too. Like just bench the Packers. Oh, I mean, I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers' false confidence. Like they're gonna somehow beat the
did he
Bills.
practice today? Let's see. He did not practice today, and he left last week's game with a shoulder injury.
Yeah,
He's still questionable, but so he
yeah,
might play.
the
But
Commanders hit the shit out of him. But start Gabe Davis, start
Stephon Diggs,
Josh Allen, Devin Singletary. Definitely the flex at least, but that's
Dawson Knox, maybe.
that is deep, but he's probably the top
That is
10.
deep. He hasn't been having a good season this year, but
Yeah, but tight end.
Josh Allen just has just been dominant.
Yeah, tight end is weak, so if you got Dawson Knox, you're probably starting him. And the Monday night, is that the Sunday night game? Yeah,
it was Sunday night game. So Monday night we got Bengals Browns.
Bengals and Browns. I just assume Joe Burrow is going to stay on his shit. Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cleveland's secondary is abysmal.
Yeah, who else you got for the Bengals?
Joe Mixon.
Yeah, definitely Joe Mixon.
And honestly, I would probably start Tyler Boyd in this game.
Yeah. Who is? I don't know. Tyler Boyd, is Higgins something wrong with Higgins?
No, I just feel like Tyler Boyd's gonna. I just feel like Tyler Boyd is
going.
He's a slot receiver, so I feel like he's going to have more opportune matchups against a weak Browns defense.
Yeah.
AJ Higgins or what's his name? T. Higgins is fine. He's there.
Yeah.
But they're both looking at their stats on the season. T. Higgins has 44 targets. Tyler Boyd has 38, but both of them have 455 yards.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, definitely start all three. I mean,
on the Brown side, I would start just Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
And maybe Kareem Hunt if you're in dire need of a running back. But
flex maybe Amari Cooper, but Cooper's not what.
I was looking at the schedule for Cleveland and when Deshaun Watson gets back. It's funny. The first game he gets back is going to be against the Texans.
Wow. Yeah.
All these NFL storylines.
I feel like they did that on purpose. I was talking to somebody about that a few weeks ago. I'm like, because all of a sudden they moved his suspension like a couple more weeks, and it was like, and now this is his return game is Houston Texans. I'm like, that's odd. It's almost like they did it on purpose for ratings.
Like, and it's gonna be in Houston, so
Yeah, I know. He might get fucking lynched before the goddamn game. Like they're trying to, they're really going out. But hey, man, look, bro. Appreciate it. We got on. When did we start? Damn, man, we probably did an hour and a half.
Yeah, we started at 8:15 today.
8:15.
A little bit earlier than we have been doing, but
no, I like it. It's good. But please, I hope, as we should say next time anybody comes in and asks us any questions, as we're saying their names and doing the other stuff, because I think we had like four people.
Yeah.
Like 5 people, whatever. Like, please, we need to tell them to subscribe. We got 3 new subscribers from last week. So I don't think any of these people were from there, but I'm trying to get those up because, well, I don't need to explain why I'm trying to get subscribers up. I want to get them up because getting them to 1 million would be awesome. But yeah, that's
cool. It's another fun week.
Another fun week, man. There's another good stuff, good times, and I'll see
Good
you
luck
again.
in fantasy.
Yeah, we both need it. Good luck to you, and we'll see you guys next week. I don't know, nobody's live with us now, but we also do get views after, from
After we're done.
After we're done. So people, if anybody has any questions before Sunday, please feel free to comment on the page on our video here. Same thing, like, share, subscribe, comment, and we'll get back.
Hit that bell button so then you guys know when
hit
when
that
we go
notifications. Hit that notification. I know you, so you'll know when we go live, because we haven't been able to start at an exact time once yet.
live.
So between 8 and 9-ish every week, every Wednesday, guys. We are the Fantasy Suckers, and we are signing out.
Peace.
All right, peace. Stop the live.